Carefully. Why are you here? Here's why you're here. When I was 12 and a half years old, I used to escape from my house, and I used to go down the street from where I grew up at the mall, down the street, and I used to walk around and look at the way other people lived, and look at the way other people treated their kids, very different than the way I was treated. They were real people. And I said, wow, that's so different from where I go, from when I go home. And then one day I was in the mall and I was cruising around and I saw these performers. They were mimes. They were doing this thing called the robot, and trust me, I'm going to show you the way that looks. They were doing this thing called the robot. It looked like this.
You could hit that up. Okay.
I started following them around everywhere they went for 3 weeks, and after 3 weeks I got all of my courage. And I went to him and I said, I can do what you do. And he said, all right, big time, let's see it. And I did my little robot routine. And when I was done, he said, come back tomorrow. And I went back the next day and he had all the mall management there, in their suits and their ties, and me with my jeans with holes. Can you see it? I can see it. And he said, you show them what you showed me yesterday. And I did my little robot routine. And when I was done, the mall management looked at me and they looked at him. His name is Tommy McLaughlin. And he was a real person. And he said, all right, what do you think? And they said, so, who cares? Someone's not going to get off the street. You're the best mime in LA. He said, you don't understand. I want you to hire him. I want to mentor him and teach him. I think he has some gifts that I want to get out. And they said, Tommy, we're not going to hire some kid. And then he did an amazing thing that I hope someday you have the opportunity someday in your life, because that's why you're going off to college. He said, come here for a minute. And he took him just far enough away that I couldn't hear it. And he said, this is the way it's going to work. You're going to pay him $5 an hour, and you're going to take it out of my pay. Wow. They threw up their hands, and they walked away, and he just saved one life that day. My life. That day. You better believe it. When I tell you I'm living the dream, my friends, believe it. I'm living the dream. And so can you. But you have to remember why you're in this room. So you've had some Tommy McLaughlins in your past. Some of you call him coach. Some of you call him teacher. Some of you looked at it, you get to call him mommy and daddy. I got no problems with you. I sure hope my 3 young children get that honor someday. But I'll tell you this, I know exactly why you're going off to college. See, some of you still don't quite know, because you think you're going off to college to get a big house and a big car and a nice watch. And if that's you, you make me sick to my stomach. I hope I never see you again as long as I live. There's enough of you in the world. I've met you before. You see, the reason you're going off to college is simple, is to get all that and to be all that and then to give it away to every person you ever meet as long as you live. Because that way there can be more people like me who get one life saved at a time. That's why you're going off to college, and don't you ever forget it. My job is simple. There it is. People who are in the back here, people here that are supporting you, wanting to make sure you make it, you know their job's the same as mine. This is it. It's all we can ever be for you is a spark. The question is, are you going to take that spark and you're going to get yourself, you're going to make yourself get all fired up. And that's what I want you to do. Get yourself fired up. But it's not about you getting fired up. It's about you taking that fire. I'm just kidding. Taking that fire and getting yourself all fired up and passing it on to somebody else. And when you pass it on to somebody else, you don't just give them a taste of it.
Oh my God.
You make sure they digest it totally.
Don't do that. Oh.
And I know it's hard for you to believe, but some of you after tonight, you're going to grasp this new you forever. And I sure hope that in whatever way I could, I put out any doubt you have. That you can live your life at performance level. I want to tell you this. Thank all of you in this room for spending an hour of your life in my life. God bless you all and have a great 4 years.